Hello. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Tis time to continue, time to get back to work.
Listen closely, traveler, to what I say. Twitch Prime does not even cost a dime.
Why, hello there, barbarian. Thank you so much for the 39 months, my friend. How you doing? How you been? I need Norman Reedus hair reference. Oh, nice. Are they made out of concrete? Or ceramic? Let's see here. Oh, yeah. I was thinking about I'll probably just nuke him with the heat gun, though, to be honest. Just gonna zap him with the heat gun. Let me see here. Norman Reedus. We should probably look at specifically Sam Porter. I'm pretty sure he has the classic Norman Reedus do, though. Yeah, pretty standard. Oh, actually, you know what? I know what we can use for good reference. Oh, wait, maybe not. It's a different hairdo. Just kidding. Back to this one. Oh, I see. I thought you were like refurbishing some garden gnomes or something, not building them from scratch. Nice. It's definitely got a standard Norman Reedus hair. Okay. I'm ready. Sorry about that. What's So we'll be continuing Norman Reedus, aka Sam Porter Bridges from the game Death Stranding 2. We've been commissioned by PlayStation to create him for the launch of Death Stranding 2. We might need to put in a neck. Just realizing that the hair kind of goes on his neck. Ah, man, hold on. Hold on a minute. Let me. You can tell I really thought this through. So, okay, let me go back to in-game reference. Also have to see if the hair is interacting with the outfit. I had all my reference on the likeness and none of it on the rest of it. He does, yeah, he has facial hair now. All right, let's see. Where's the official trailer? Let me just take a look at this really quick. Oh, that's right. Okay, hold on. Okay. I was gonna use this for the clothing reference. So let's see. Does it interact? He's got like a really high collar. Oh, man. Choices. Okay, so what that means is technically we have to wait to start the hair. Pinterest? No, not for this. I have some like 3D renderings of his face, and then I have some like some life photos. It's got references kind of all over the place. Usually something very specific reference-wise, like this. It's better to just do regular web browsing for. Okay, now let me see if I could find. Let me see. Oh wait, let's do. Okay, we do have to watch the trailer because we need to see how the outfit differs from the first game. If there's any like iconic differences. Let me see here. Let's do Death Stranding 2 trailer. Alright, hold on 1 second. Let me try to find the official trailer here. 9 hours ago. Wait, what is this? Official The Story So Far trailer. Okay, I don't know if that's what we want. Looks like they're starting to launch breadcrumbs. Norman Reedus. I mean, that's a good shot, kind of. 1 year later. Let's just get the actual beach, not the story so far. Okay. Let's see. Let me just watch this. It's pretty awesome graphics, though. That's for sure. I'd like to see a turnaround of the character. Let's see here. I think it's a little bit close there. Kind of. Oh, wait. I swear I got a better shot in the actual demo. Or the actual... Oh, wait, here we go. Creepy. Oh, there we go. I'm not sure. Maybe we don't need to do the collar. Worst trailer you could have possibly picked for reference. Hey, I'm working here. Is that another up close shot there? Oh, but he's wearing the whole helmet deal there. Yeah, I was thinking that too. But usually a hair is a good opportunity to add some like movement, you know. So like adding some Kind of flowing in the wind. Nice commercial. Skip. There's another one. Another shot of at least the back. Yeah, I'm also looking at the equipment too. So the main thing I noticed with the equipment being different is there's these like shoulder mounts here. Those like triangle shoulder mount dealy. That's all we got. Yeah, I mean, it does seem like the hair is not very... It's not super long, that's for sure. But we see it with words. Okay, you know what? Let me find a different one. All right, let's see. Death Stranding 2. Sam Porter 3D model. Maybe there's something. Oh, there's me. Second search result is the YouTube live stream. Dang. Oh, they'll need that. That guy doesn't even know what he's doing. Guy's got loads of references here. Gameplay demo. Okay, here we go. Found this one seems pretty decent at least. I mean, the collar does seem far enough away from the head that I suppose we could get away with it. That's a good turnaround, though. Turnaround sequence. Wait a minute. Did she just, like, magically turn around? Oh, no. Okay. The collar is his hood, isn't it? Yeah, it's like a big, beefy collar hood that can go up. They essentially have to have these giant raincoats, I think, because the rain in the game ages you if it touches you. Oh. Let's get back to Sam Porter. Okay. All right. Let's just proceed forward without doing... We'll just do the hair next. You can see them poking out. Yeah, I knew that before. I knew we had to make them, but, you know, most of them is covered. You just see the kind of the edge of the ear. Okay. So, first step. Now we actually get to work.
Crying out.
We're going to add our C1 separator all around the top of the head. Oh, wait. My C1 separator brush. Oop.
When the dawn wakes the world and the sun rises up, you can hear boys singing for the times long gone away. The spells of vicious forces started scattering and hiding in the dark. The boy's wish has come true now. His song was heard by the shining star. A hero drew his sword and the demon's blood was shed. He's gone now, no more bad dreams. He's only like they once had. Oh dear, my tiny last love.
Listen closely, traveler, to what I say.
Hey.
Twitch Prime does not even cost a dime.
Hey, Coleman. Thank you for the Prime sub. 14 months. How you doing this evening? Thanks for your continued support, my friend.
Little boy sings a song to the star above, with a mind full of courage and heart filled.
All right, we're gonna dry that real quick with the heat gun.
The nightmare is forgotten. Serenity, times are back at last. The heroes on your journey, adventures, ways on their way.
Okay. Now we're gonna do a second coat, just in case. Thanks, Coleman. Appreciate it. Now this is a substance called the C1 separator. This stops any future layers of clay from permanently sticking to the surface. So essentially what we'll be doing is we're making a detachable set of hair. So we'll be able to sculpt the hair directly onto the head here. And when we're done sculpting it and we bake it, it's just gonna pop right off. That's the plan anyways. Okay, one more heat gun. Oop. Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to create kind of like just a shower cap. This will give us like just a foothold to start building the actual structure of the hair. How excited am I for it? Well, I didn't play the first one. So, I'm a little bit excited for it though. It does look like a really cool game. But yeah, I still have to play it first one. Good news is it's on sale for like $15. So I'll probably pick it up, play it. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about it for sure. I'm kind of a co-op gamer though. And that'd be the one thing. It's not a. I wish I had like a co-op mode. I'm a little. Peter's excited a little bit, just a smidge. It's kinda-ish has. Does it now? Like kind of like how Dark Souls kinda-ish has co-op. Hey, what's up, Kelly? Hello again. Definitely gonna need some more clay here.
Listen closely, traveler, to what I say. Twitch Prime does not even cost a dime.
Hey, Mauricio. Hey, thank you for the 1 year of support there, Mauricio. Appreciate it, man. Cheers. Thanks for sticking with me for 1 whole year. One year. You can now say you supported the artist cnotbusch from his age of 35 to his age of 36. You were there, supporting me. You're not a day over 17. I'm just gonna be aware of where the neckline would be, which I think that's pretty. I think hairline goes kind of bottom of the ear and goes back. Here, we'll just kind of hang off from there. Okay, now we're gonna start adding some volumes. Start building out the shape. We'll establish his parting line here. Just somewhere about here. Yeah, we're about there. Hey, welcome in there, Vermilion. Well, you know, the first step to being good at something is to be bad at it first. If it's something you want to get back into and learn how to do, I have free how to sculpt tutorials you can go check out. Oh, nice. That's cool. Talk about that for like lost wax casting. Pretty cool stuff. Always enjoyed that process. You believe in life everyone is good at something? I think so. I think we all can be good at something. But I think, at least for certain things like sculpting and whatnot, it's something anybody can be good at. You're willing to put the time in. And if you have the right mentality to learn, you know. First you start off by being okay being bad at it. That's the student, the student mentality. Is you're just okay being bad at stuff. I think that's a hump a lot of us have a hard time getting over. Good. Because I know from experience, if you continue to try and be bad at it, but try not to be bad at it, you will get better. It's like guaranteed. Okay, let's see here. I need a different reference angle here. Well, the first step for hair is always what I call the Lego hair step. Right now we're making his Lego hair. And then we turned the Lego hair into, you know, actually textured, detailed hair. The thing I'm focusing on here is just making sure we get the volumes right. Thanks, Peter. Not really haunted. I've poked around here and there throughout the years, but nothing. I never really like took the plunge. Just indulged some curiosity every once in a while. Blender, yeah. I actually did when I was younger poke around in Blender quite a bit. It was when Blender first came out. It was still in beta, and I don't even remember. I heard of it or got a hold of it when I was like, I don't know, maybe like 15, 16 years old. And I was doing like tutorials and stuff, and was definitely on the road to learning it. I just didn't stick with it. Letras. Hello, Letras. Hey, thanks, Barbarian. I could see poofing his nose out a little bit, though. But we'll wait to do that. Proprietary. I just remember they had a bunch of like tutorials on their website that you could follow along with, and I did so many of them to learn. That's back then that's when I learned one of the best ways to teach yourself something is exactly that. You find some well done tutorials and you literally just follow along as closely as best as you can, and you will learn it. I think we always have this tendency to want to go off on our own and do our own thing, and we oftentimes do that too early. And it is a good way to learn, but it's definitely better to learn first from doing what somebody else is telling you to do first. I think it's just more efficient way. I think what we'll end up doing is we'll end up supporting this hair down here with just clay that we'll cut out right before we bake it. This hair will be down to like here, back here. We want kind of like a drift to the left a little bit. A little bit of movement. Yeah, I'm using cast clay, and welcome. Dexter's Den. Yeah, this is for PlayStation, commissioned by PlayStation. Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't think I would be doing work for bigger companies. Yeah, even just a couple of years ago. But here we are. I'm definitely very thankful for it. We'd be adding what looked like a turtleneck shirt under the huge collar. Yeah, probably. It's there. Yeah, well, to be honest, Rob, the reason we even get the attention of companies and stuff is because of what the missus does. It's not. It's less about the actual sculpting and more about the social media side. You know, because it's not like they're using the work I do for, you know, like in the game or anything. It's usually for promotion. Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's 100% the key. If we didn't have the like the numbers or the reach that we have on Instagram and stuff. She does. She's always constantly behind me with the big camera, recording the progress or the process, and you can go check out. So on top of the live stream, of course, they get the main. I think the main thing, the main feature thereafter is like our Instagram and TikTok and stuff. She produces these really nice videos. You know, like check this one out here. So I'll just watch one of these. So while I'm working, she's, you know, behind me off to the side, recording different parts at different angles, and then she edits the videos and turns them into these nice, you know, nice little like start to finish reels or progress reels. So a lot of what you guys don't really see is that while I'm here streaming with you, I'm also coordinating with her to do these videos, and we're trying to step it to the next level and coordinate almost like shooting and recording YouTube whatchamacallit, like YouTube content to pull together into full length videos too. You know. Right. I mean, it's just it's a numbers game. There's just more people watching, like, yeah, short form content. Because there's so much stuff out there and our lives are so busy, I get it. You know, there's just more. It's easier to get like small snippets than to, you know, settle in for like a 10 to 30 minute video. So she's responsible for the rest of the world, thinking, wow, that's so easy, I can do that too. Yeah, I mean, it's the eye candy of it, you know. I mean, if you think about it psychologically, that is that part of like, I've seen it done in front of me, so now therefore I feel like I can do it too, you know. There's definitely something to that. Or like watching a video like that where you can learn little bits, like tiny little bits, but it almost like it can give you the illusion that you've learned a lot when really you haven't, because to learn requires you to watch, you know, like one of my classes, which is like 2 hours a week for, you know, 15 videos, you know, 15 2-hour videos. You watch those and follow along, then you're actually learning. But that's, you know, that's work and time. But that's the reality, you know. But we all like the feeling of that we learned something without actually learning it. It's like, oh yeah, I saw that, now I know how to do it. It's like, yeah, okay, well. But then when you sit down later to do it, it's like, it's like a blank there. Hey, wonderful ID. Like my work desk a lot? Yeah, well, thank you. I do too. Makes it easier to sit here and be productive and creative all day. It's definitely an environment for that. Oh yeah, for sure. Kodak. Hey, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for the tip. Yeah, so if you're going to join one of the upcoming classes, I think we're going to be doing kind of a piece that's kind of like this. It's like a partial wall hanging character. It's going to be wizards, I think. Wizard characters. We got the woodland gremlin one, I think is a good one. Definitely if you're just getting into it. There's the robot and the dragon class, but based on viewer feedback, is a little bit more of an intermediate classes. But if you're really into dragons or robots, I say go for it. Wall hanging pirate. Yeah, it's plan might be changing a little bit. We'll see. Might be wall hanging wizards instead. Yeah, the reason it's changing is so all the other classes we've had to raise funds for to, so I can actually put the time towards them to make them and, have a meal at the end of the day. And this next class is actually going to be paid for by a single individual. But it's also kind of like a commissioned piece as well. So we're picking something that essentially like knocking out two birds with one stone. So they're paying for the class, but then they're also paying for the sculpture as kind of like a commissioned piece. So the piece has a home already as well. Oh. Yeah, just go ahead and send that old crappy monitor my way, Hyperbore, and get yourself a new one there, buddy. It's going out. It's already fracturing. See? Look at this fracture on your monitor here. Yeah, I need to fix that. I've ignored it for too long. All right, I got some magical invisible tape right here. Stop scratching it, you'll make it worse. Get a fresh piece on there. Oh, let me... There we go. Problem solved. That was a free class right there. Just duct tape it. Green duct tape. And there you go. And that, my friends, is how you fix computer monitors. You're welcome. Kodad, thanks for the 73 bits, man. You're welcome. Payment for the lesson, I imagine. Thank you, and you're welcome. Classic. So what got me into this? You know, I actually discovered my interest in sculpting specifically quite young. But I didn't really pursue it fully until I got older, and about 15 years ago I really started the active pursuit. Oh, okay. Got to switch. Emma's going to bed, so we're gonna have to work on some other stuff while the film crew is busy. Set that down right there. All right, finish our little guy here. Almost done with this. Yeah, so I was always interested in art. I was into, drawing and painting and all that stuff. And I would draw monsters and stuff like that when I was younger. And my grandma is a oil painter, and her day job was she's a children's librarian. So she was always enriching our all of us kids' lives with art supplies and books. She'd find out things we're interested in and get us books for it, She used to take us to the Art Institute in downtown Chicago all the time. And she noticed that my interest was always to look at the sculpture work that was there. And so, of course, she bought me a book on how to sculpt clay characters. And I was proactive. I pursued the interest. I got some clay. This is when I was like 10 years old. Got some clay and really sat down with the book and followed the steps that it was showing as best I could, and I really started to enjoy it. Made a bunch of little heads, following these basic steps. Are there any cheap clays you can recommend for beginners? I think sculpting and clay is pretty cheap, to be honest. So one of these boxes typically right here costs about, if you're in the US, it's like $15 for this right here. This is a 1 pound box. This is what I use, which is called Cos clay. That's actually my hand and my work on the box there. But, you know, with one of these, you can make quite a bit. You know, many hours of fun in one of these boxes. So, what you in the world of clay, you can get clay that can be infinitely reused. I use it for sketching. So, like this stuff right here is called. This is called Chavant. That's what I use as. It's a really hard at room temperature, but when you heat it up, it gets softer. Okay. I do this for sketching out projects. So this is my sketch for the current piece we're working on. Just to kind of pitch the idea to the client of what I'm trying to go for. So, he's going to be like this. We'll have the one shoulder, a little bit of the outfit, in like a wall hanging kind of format. And honestly, this clay probably per pound costs very close to the same. There's Monster Clay and Chavant. Those are very similar where you can infinitely reuse them, but they never harden. You can never make a finished piece without molding and casting, okay? This clay you see me using is a type of polymer clay, which you work with it as long as you'd like. And then when you're ready for something to be finished, you bake it. You cook it in your kitchen oven, and it turns into a hard rubber material. Now, Cos clay is different from like Sculpey or Fimo or those other brands because the hardened finished product is like rubber. See this? How this is a hardened piece right here. So it's like pretty indestructible. Not indestructible, but shatterproof, flexible. It's not gonna break easy by any means. And so that's like a hardened piece right there, which lets you really build delicate things that you can, you can ship and handle and not have to worry about breaking. Then there's other clays like ceramic, which we all know, but you need a kiln for that. Ceramic is actually very cheap, except for the kiln. So the kilning of it is expensive, but the clay itself is extremely cheap. But it makes sense because pretty much it's like a big bag of dirt for the most part. No, I'm full. I've been fully switched over to Cos clay for. It's been a while now, maybe like 5 years. Shortly after Cos clay kind of was in the beta phase, which I was part of the beta testers. I was buying Sculpey, and I was using Sculpey for certain parts, and then Cos clay for like. Just like delicate areas. But as soon as Cos clay launched, the bulk Sculpey I used to be buying, they discontinued. So kind of put me in a position of needing to switch entirely, and I'm definitely glad I did. So it's been a wonderful move. My mom was a teacher and our artist/crafter and a children's librarian. She became a substitute teacher after I was born. One of the best memories was when she sub-taught the 4th grade when I was in 1st. They had a lot of that colored clay. She had grade papers, so I made a basketball court with figures playing a game. The next day, she said the kids loved it and played with the figures. I could see it in her face how proud she was. I'm blessed to have that memory. Sorry for the book. No, all good. Yeah, that's a good story. Yeah, it's amazing what even just buying a book and some materials for somebody that has an interest in something. Because I think when you're a kid, you have all the desire and interest to pursue things, right? But no, like, way to do it. You know, like, you don't have money, you don't have resources, you can't just go do what you want, you know? So it's up to the grown-ups around kids to see that they have interests and give them the means to pursue it, you know? And that's what I think becomes natural talent, quote, I'm doing the quotes here, is kids, we all have interests, and we have this ability to just, like, go get it, you know, to pursue it. And we're okay being very bad at everything, because we are, you know, when you're a kid, you're terrible at everything, even like basic functions of humanity, like eating food and not making a mess, you know. So you're used to being bad at everything, so you're not offended by being bad at stuff and then you also have this energy, you know. I'm witnessing it with raising Emma, you know. She's just got so much energy. She's got such passion in her pursuits. So it's just up to us to give her the tools and the know-how to pursue them, you know. Yeah. And slowly, just like when we're grown-ups, she grows in skill, which starts to look like natural talent. So I'm broke, so I'm glad to hear it's not too expensive. It's really not. Well, I started sculpting. So when I picked sculpture back up in my adult years and started really pursuing it, I had like max like $30 to my name. And that was where I was at when I started. I was living in the basement of my ex-girlfriend's mom's house. Had a tiny little corner desk, no money, only a part-time job at Target at the time. I remember. The very first sculpture I made, I bought the clay, which cost me $15. I used my Employee of the Month plaque and peeled the little sticker on the front, like the metal sticker that has all the name and, you know, to use the piece of wood that's underneath it for the base. And then I found some wire coat hangers and I untwisted them and used those as armature wire. So I started at about the lowest you can be as far as like the financial situations go, which means you guys can do it too, if you want. If the interest is there, then pursue it. Even if you don't stick with it, we want to get in the habit of pursuing our interests, because eventually something's going to stick, you know. One of those interests will turn into something if you keep pursuing it. I thought you tried to combine the two for a while. At the beginning, I was, because I was unsure if cosplay was even gonna like be a success, because at the time it was not released yet and they were doing a Kickstarter, and I love the material so much that I was like I wanted to hang on to that like beta sample as long as I possibly could. So I was like, you know what? Let's continue to use Sculpey for like bulkier, bigger areas, and then I'll use the cosplay for like just the parts that would be fragile, you know. And yeah. So that was my reasoning for not switching entirely at the beginning. But yeah, now I'm totally switched over, and we'll definitely not be going back. So I can't tell you how valuable it's been to like make stuff, ship it, and just know it's gonna get there, and not You know, because even if like a little piece breaks off or something, it's like a buzzkill for the client to have to like glue something together when you send it to them, you know? So I haven't had to worry about that at all since I switched, where my whole piece is made out of cast clay, because it's essentially like a chunk of rubber. So you might try contacting the local community college, see if you can use their kiln. A lot of places do that. They'll rent out kiln space. Yeah, it's definitely worth checking into. So, what's up, Atomic Ben? Here, the price is the same for both, so there's not much benefit in buying both. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, it's not like from my perspective, the difference between Sculpey and cast clay is like, it's not a matter of like what am I trying to say? It's not a matter of taste, but it's literally one is just a better product than the other, you know? It's not a matter of like, oh, you know, Coke versus Pepsi type of situation. It's no, this one's just better than that one in like all regards. One is a bike, the other is a car. Yeah, right. Like uncomparable, yeah. It's like same cost, same way it works. It works the same way, it costs the same, but the end result is durable and doesn't break with one, and in the other one, it crumbles and cracks and breaks all the time. So, what do you choose? Yeah. Sounds like Pepsi talk to me. Yeah, don't drink either of those, by the way. IMO. No, so I got to the road I went down for learning sculpture and all that was just self-taught. It was actually a pursuit after I had dropped out of college. I was pursuing something called industrial design, which is like almost like product. It's like the people that design like vacuum cleaners before they go on the like production line. It's pretty much like Cerebr. That's what it is. There's all kinds of different kind of niches in the industrial design field, but what brought me to that decision was, you know, you start getting, I was doing actually sculpture in high school quite a bit. I was very into it, but like no one ever tells you that that's something you can even, like, it was never even an idea or thought in my mind that this could be something I could pursue as a career, you know, at all. So it wasn't even a thought, it wasn't even an idea. So my thinking was, I really enjoy being creative. I want to try to do something that's, you know, that has a creative aspect to it. And I remember how I landed on industrial design, but it did. I think it was they had a hands-on side to it, which I really liked. But, you know, I ended up pursuing it for I went for about 2 years into the degree. And then I dropped out. Just was not what I wanted. It was not something I wanted to continue with. I also started to learn the actual value of money by then, and started to see the look of sheer terror on the. I started to get into classes with seniors, you know, because, you know, the first 2 years you're not really in the same classroom as the seniors. So I started to get into the same classroom as the seniors and started to see the look of sheer terror on their faces I'm like, why? What's going on with these guys? You know, why are they so doom and gloom? It's like, oh, because they're about to graduate and they have to try to find a job so they can pay off this massive tab. It really made me consider, you know, because when you're like, I think I was like 17. I wasn't even 18 when I started going to school. You just don't know the real value of like how much money is actually the value of it, you know. My senioritis never went away. So it started to sink in. Well, I'm 2 years into the degree. It's cost such and such amount so far. Do I really want to go another 2 years and hope I get a job that's worthwhile to pay it off? And I ended up tapping out. But it was a good decision because it really did lead me back to the clay, which led me here, you know. So led me to doing what I really should have been pursuing to begin with. It just was not, like I said, no one ever said to me or told me that, you know what, you should really stick with that and try to figure out a way to monetize that. I get it though. It was a different time too. I mean, the internet was, let's see, when did the internet come out? Was it 2000, 2001? When did the internet go public? 1993. Oh, yeah, it was way before that. Well, it was starting to really ramp up because at the beginning of the internet, obviously not everyone was on board, but was there even YouTube? When did YouTube start? $2005. Okay, so at YouTube had only been just started 2 years before I graduated. Okay. Yeah, so I mean the whole like idea of being like a content creator or anything like that was not even in the framework. It was all old school brick and mortar career paths, you know. Social media person or you know, stuff like that just was not even in, you know, anybody's sphere of thinking. So people were only on boards, message boards. Yeah, right, exactly. I was in art school and they brought in website design and internet stuff. I was in junior high. I remember that, and I did have a class that was like where I designed a website, and I really did enjoy it. And I remember the teacher saying, "Oh, this is gonna be it. This is the future. You know, there's gonna be tons of work in this field. It's gonna be booming like crazy." But you know, you're a 13 and 14-year-old. You're not going to take any of that stuff really seriously. You should be like, "Ah, yeah, cool, teacher. I mean, this is fun. I did enjoy it." But you know, you brush that stuff off when you're that age. When I was at high school, the first Lord of the Rings movie was being made, so it was a possibility career. Yeah, but no 18-year-old from another country is going to be able to go to New Zealand and be on the staff for making the Lord of the Rings. That's quite far-fetched. Also, Weta hired people. If they did take on any youngsters, it was only people from New Zealand. I actually did. I think I did look into it. Now that I remember. But yeah, they take their own first. I applied to Weta for like 5 years straight. Yeah, so the prospect of sculpting for a living was very like, yeah. You know, you're also competing against people that have been in the industry for like, you know, decades. And your application would be next to them. And trust me when I say my work when I was 18 years old was not anything. I mean, it was good for an 18-year-old, but you know, definitely not on a competitive scene like that. They ship so many people from overseas. Well, yeah, for specific roles, but I'm speaking mostly to like internship type of situations. They did not. They didn't bring any like. They're not bringing in interns from overseas or nothing. Which that would be your best hope at getting into something like that. You had to be headhunted. Yeah, but I doubt they're not sending people to like. They're not sending like. It's not like some like sports team where they're sending like scouts to high schools to look for artists. You know, like I guarantee you, people that were in those positions, they either knew somebody or they happened to cross paths with the right person, or they maybe submitted their application at the right time with the right words. You know, like that's how those situations happen. Especially the knowing somebody that that was definitely probably the easiest way. You know, you're someone involved in the arts, and your daddy's buddies with this guy that's on the staff already, or something like that. A friend of a friend of a friend, you know, situation. Word of mouth is one of the best ways to get the word out there for opportunities like that. Oh, nice. Prop design. No, I'm so glad things worked out the way they did. I don't know if I would like. I'm not sure I would like art as my job. I probably still would, but in those settings, those creative settings, there's a lot of pressure. You know, a lot of pressure. You know, you're not really. You're more of a cog in the machine. You're not really. You know, my wife was she's a film and motion design major, and she did her time in the in her industry, which is like making like almost like making commercials and stuff. She was doing like commercials for the airline company Lufthansa and stuff like that. All kinds of random gigs. And yeah, you pretty much, it's like pretty soul draining kind of work. You're just a cog in the machine. That's why AI is totally the businessman's dream come true, because that's all they want is to be able to input a few words into something and have it give them what they want. Input, output. That's like something we've talked about a lot before, Plankwalker. Where we would make the props and stuff together, and she would head off the videography and animation. Maybe when Emma gets older, then she can help. Oh, nice, Lost Hippie. Got my hands on a copy of Maya because of the Lord of the Rings. But like any path in life, there's pros and cons, Okay, hey, Saradini. All right. We'll catch you later. Clip art machine. I can see once you've been in it long enough, then it becomes normalizes. You know what I mean? Where the experience starts to set in for dealing with pressure and time management and all that stuff. Oh, nice. That's cool. That must be fun to see your designs walking around in society. I'm I'm a wild stallion. I've been free roaming the wilds too long, Sarab. I'm broken. Only out of absolute necessity and desperation would I give up what we got going here for something for some ball and chain place. I'd do it if I had to, but the nays have it then, yeah. If I had to, like out of necessity, but yeah, other than that, no. Me and the missus really love our job and life balance, so. All right, I'm gonna go get some coffee. I'll be right back. right. Back to Mr. Redis. You prefer your sculptures to be painted or as sculpted in grayscale? I do like and appreciate the finished work in the gray, just in the clay, but it always feels like it's unfinished without it being painted, you know? And it's just a whole nother layer of expertise and things to explore, you know, that you miss out on if you're not painting your work. But I agree that there is something to an unpainted piece where I think what it is without the distraction of color, you can appreciate the sculpted work more when it's not painted, when it's just gray. That's why when we document our work, we always do a unpainted documentation before we do the paint job, you know, because you know, because of that factor that it shows off the sculpting work more than, you know, you still see the sculpted work when it's painted. It's just the distraction of color is there. Oh, good. Yeah, I was curious too. The mystery solved. Evenings are just always very lurky. It's good. It creates contrast with the morning crowd. Storming outside. A nice summer storm. Let me check the radar. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, all drifting north of us. Looks like we're just getting the outskirts. It's so funny, man. It's always these giant storms always split right around us every time. I'm not complaining about that. I'll take the rain though. Oh yeah. Next wave. Oh, it could get a little hairy later. Pretty decent sized storm over in it's Kansas. Looks like it could turn up here. You guys can join me. That's the pretty nasty storm right there. This is where I am over here in Davenport area. See, look at split. See that split? Just give us the rain, none of this nasty stuff. Do you sketch your ideas or just go for what you see in your head for the most part? I sketch now with clay. Yeah, I'm in the Quad Cities. That's right. You're in Moline. You're very close to me. Yeah. I have a wizard's tower in my backyard, and I just swing my staff around and chant into the pursuing storm, and it always splits, you know. Middle of Europa. I love those small world moments, huh? Moline. I really like it here in the Quad Cities. It's a nice place. Not too big, not too small. Goldilocks place for sure. Hungry. Hungry for some turkey, huh? How long you've lived here there, Boral? The Quad Cities. Your entire life. Seems to be a common thing. A lot of people. I moved here probably about 5-6 years ago. What brought me here was I was trying to get out back on my feet because my 6 years ago, yeah. My now wife was gonna move here and we were gonna get married. She's from Germany. I was trying to get back out on my own, and I was looking based on cost of living. I came from outside suburbs of Chicago. That's where I grew up. And that's pretty much what brought me to come check this area out. And then after I came here, I just kind of knew it was the place. So it was between here and Milwaukee, and I've never been to Milwaukee, so I'm glad I've learned a lot about Milwaukee afterwards, after making that decision. Glad I chose Quad Cities. Milky Way. I'm sure I would have made the best of whatever situation, but I like it here. I like it here a lot. Some horse and buggy Amish. Nice. Oh, really? Quite a change up. Oh, good. Yeah, get some. Check out our free classes playlists over on YouTube. Of course, tune in and ask questions if you have them. More than happy to guide you on your clay journey. Your spirit guide to the clay realm. Always end up back here. Yeah, I lived. So I grew up in outside suburbs of Chicago, which at the time it was a little bit like how this area is now, where it was not too big, not too small. You know, you go 30 minutes one way, you got, you know, more busyness. 30 minutes the other way, it's straight up cornfields, you know. But as I grew up and I graduated high school, I moved out to Colorado. And I lived in the Denver metro area. Denver is nice. Colorado is nice. Ended up moving back though because Colorado became not nice after they were the first ones to legalize the use of a certain substance. After they did that, it was like 3 years of rent price doubling. More than 3 years, but I only stuck it out for 3 years. 3 years of your rent going up double every year. By the third year, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm out of here. Actually, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm going to shop around to another place. They're trying to screw me over here. They promised me they were comparable. I said, yeah, okay, we'll see about that. Sure enough, checked around. Yep, they were telling the truth. Totally comparable pricing. So I was like, well, I can't do that. Gonna have to move. That's what brought me back to Illinois. Back in with my folks. And then but then, you know, the times by the time, so the time between when I was a kid growing up and now, it's my parents' area. The city's just kind of expanded to the point where like they're in the bubble of the chaos and the higher costs. So, you know, you can't even get like a crappy 1-bedroom apartment for, you know, $1,500, you know, $1,000 to $1,500 for a crappy 1-bedroom apartment. It's like, yeah, no. And that's what brought me out this way. Oh, yeah, geez. That's quite a change up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You get a shed for $1 million here. Where are you from? Isn't it crazy how much the cost of living how much it can change depending on where you're at? Canada. Oh, yeah, jeez. Oh, Canada. Ah, low cost of $1 million. Nice. I have medium to long length hair just for this reason. I am an expert at the flow of medium to long length hair. And beards, that's the whole reason I grow that stuff out. For studying the hair flow patterns. That's right. Believe it or not, I've had every body shape there is, from extremely overweight to bodybuilder to, deathbed skinny. Just to study. Looks like, what's that guy? What's that guy from Walking Dead? This looks like that guy, Daryl. Daryl is his name? You can see that? Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit in the eyes. Daryl Dixon. Carl. I think that's what his name was. That's you. I was making this whole time. It's Boromir from Lord of the Rings. Come on, Kodat. Sheesh. When you first saw him, you was thinking it was the guy from Walking Dead? Oh my goodness. Really? Daryl? I don't see it. Let me have the ring, Frodo. Jeez. Autumn is coming. Can't wait. I can't wait to sculpt the arrows in his chest. Boromir, your sacrifice was not in vain, Boromir. You don't really see the resemblance outside of the beard, really? I think he looks just like Boromir. IMO. Cal arrows. Martian. Was he in that? Sheen Bean. You're a mean bean, Sheen Bean. I'm just kidding. It's actually Aragon. I was just messing with you guys. Vigo, is that his name? Vigo. It is a gift. Do you see Boromir more? You know, I think I'm just gonna do like a hybrid Boromir meets Aragon cross, you know? Like, we're just gonna smush both their characters together. Make the ultimate human character. Love child. And I think we'll name him Sam Porter. No, that doesn't sound good. Norman sounds pretty good. He's got a Norman face, I think. Aragon the Dragon Rider? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. Alright, I'm just joking. The gig's up. It's actually Norman Reedus, the guy that plays Daryl Dixon. Barcode at. I get in a very trolly mood in the evening, Sarah. Can't help myself sometimes. Just gotta roll with it. Yeah, we were actually commissioned by PlayStation to make Sam Porter, which is a character in the game Death Stranding, and the character's likeness is from the actor that plays Daryl Dixon, Norman Reedus. Rebus. And it's because they're coming out with the Death Stranding 2, which comes out soon. That's why they're commissioning this piece. This makes me, you know what this makes me want to do though? It makes me want to do where we like very seriously sculpt characters from movies, but we replace them with like different actors. It's like we tell everybody we're sculpting like a very known character role, and we make it look just like it except the likeness of another actor. Totally. Yeah, like Sean Connery Gandalf or something like that. That would do well. That would drive people nuts. Make like social media posts of the creation of it, and then start off with like the reference of like Gandalf, and then go through this whole creation process, but at the end it's like literally like Sean Connery with Gandalf outfit. He has the beard and the hair and everything, but it's not the right actor. You shall not pass. Oh my goodness, Clayton. How you this good? You shall not pass. Sean Connery as Gandalf. Oh my goodness. That's too good. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Gimli. Or no, even better, Arnold Schwarzenegger as Legolas. That's better. Daily Go. Arnold, what do your Austrian eyes see? Get to the chopper. Go. Oh man, there needs to be more satire Lord of the Rings films, like a Spaceball. Is did they ever do that? Lord of the Rings, like a satire film. Pee Wee Herman as King Leonidas. I think I just watched, it was either a documentary or a video that was about Pee Wee Herman, and yeah, about how he's like, I don't know. I think it might have been something he said right before he passed away. You know, talking about like people's interpretation of him, and you know how he's been misjudged and stuff like that. It's pretty sad, actually. Should make a mold of the head. Yeah, but I can't. It's a sponsored piece, plus we have such a short timeline on this that there's no way we'd have time to do the molding and casting. Monty Python and the Holy Grail is kind of a parody of that. No, I'm talking like straight up, like just like Lord of the Rings film parody. Get pretty close to the detailing stage of the hair. We start pulling out individual strands. Naked Gun. Was that supposed to be like Top Gun parody or something? No, I didn't. Of course not. Dang. Illegal, huh? I appreciate the compliment. Control Alt Pixel. Joke's on you, though, Control Alt Pixel. I'm actually sculpting Boromir. Looks like you gotta go to jail. Uno Reverso. Yeah. It's a little joke from earlier in the stream. Games are too strong. Broken. My body is broken. That's who it is. It's the young Rohan King. Theoden. Oh yeah, Titanic captain. I didn't realize that they were the same actor until you just said that. Which character? Oh, really? I mean, I believe it. World of Warcraft's always done these like promotional, like mainstreamy things. Remember when they had the Mr. T commercial? We require more souls addicted to our game. We must reach into the bowels of Sports Ball and acquire as many of them as we can, enticing them with celebrities and soda pops. We shall get them. We shall get their monthly subscription. I think that, yeah, they did like Super Bowl commercials and stuff. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I really had a lot of fun with that one. That was fun. I used real leather and the fur inlaid was real rabbit fur. Hey, what's up, Mr. Jones?
The strength of the cnotbusch kingdom lies not in our walls, but in our people. March to war.
Will Grim Art. Hello, Will. And Company. Will and Company, welcome. Thank you for joining me. My name is cnotbusch. I make one-of-a-kind custom sculptures here. We're working on a sculpture of Boromir from Lord of the Rings. He's about to acquire the ring from Frodo. Welcome in. What were you up to this evening? Just kidding. It's actually Norman Reedus. We're doing a project for the launch of Death Stranding 2. And we're commissioned by PlayStation to bring this piece to life. Oh, nice. Is that what you were doing this evening? Out in some hobbit houses? Yeah, let me go get you followed. I believe it's my first time crossing paths with you.
Oh, it's good to see you again. Pull up a chair by the hearth.
There we go. Oh, yeah? Well, thank you, Resolution. Nice. I did a very large Hobbit scene a long time ago. It had the inside of the house as well as the outside. I was probably, at this point, that was probably like, what, 5-6 years ago at this point? Let's see. Ah. Can't remember if I have a video here. No, he won't have a hood. Can't remember if we uploaded the video here or not. It was a long time ago. Let's go back in time. Oh yeah, there. There's like a whole Hobbit family scene with LED lit windows, and then it had an extra piece on the side with the Gandalf cart and the kids, and then when you turned it around on the back side, it was like a cross section of the inside. You could see the there we go. My grandpa chilling inside in his living room. I think there's a video of it somewhere. Maybe. It was from a long time ago. Let's see. Go to my channel. Isn't that the Hobbit scene? Isn't that Hobbit scene the first? No, the first time I used cosplay was I was working on what's her name? Lady Sylvanas. I did some parts of her on. Oh yeah, here's a video. We can see the young me. Look at that clean cut guy. Oh wait, I forgot we have it on on slow-mo for watching reference. That was a fun project, that's for sure. Yeah, I think at that point I did use cosplay on the like the front of that Hobbit house. A lot of it was cosplay. Was a long time ago. I'm sure I could do better now. I think I did mixed media for the feet hair. Anyone feet hair? No, definitely not. Thank you. Were you just browsing through the creative section? Is that how you found me, or did somebody recommend you? Oh, Benny. Very nice, Benny. A great ambassador of the cnotbusch kingdom, Benny. Oh, nice, Lost Hippie. Just browsing around. So what brought you to Twitch, I wonder? So it's very interesting to find out how people get where they're going. Hey, what's up, Oblivion? Buenas noches. Como siempre, un placer verlo. I don't know. No comprendo, amigo. Oh, interesting. Okay. So you had heard that there's a artist community over on Twitch? Sweet. That's good that the word's getting out about that. A big observer of my art? Oh, I see. Gracias. I've always wanted to sculpt some characters from the animated version of the Lord of the Rings Hobbit universe. I've always liked the look of like the weird proportioned look of like the orcs and stuff from that one. I need to learn Spanish better. Un momento, por favor. Oh. You live in Argentina, and your sculpting teacher was Sandro Aluzguerri. Hmm. I don't know who that is. No doubts a great sculptor, I imagine. Oh, nice. Frank Miller. I don't know who Frank Miller is either. I'm guessing by what you said, it's the actor that played Batman. He created the... Oh, okay. Let's see. You also met Ariel Olivetti. I don't know who that is. Hey, Sand Times, how you doing, my friend? We're on to the hair. Thanks, man. I would like Frank Miller art. Very unique. Yeah. Probably. Super speed. Yeah, I mean, we do got to get our butts moving on this. We're working on a deadline here. German, English, and French, but French only small talk. Ah, wie geht's es dir? The Germans. Sprechen Sie German? Cuando viene a Argentina? Is that asking me if I'm visiting Argentina? Let's see. When are you coming to Argentina? Oh, I guess you're right. No sé. No sé. No sé. No immediate plans. Argentina in the house. The furthest south I've ever been was Mexico. That was back before you even needed a passport to travel to Mexico. Oh, 16 years old. So like 2005 maybe. We have nice landscape, no bears or wolves or nothing evil. What about poisonous snakes and giant insects? Nothing evil, this guy. What a joke. I'll take the bears and the wolves. What's a Batman? There's a bunch of bad men with machetes running around, huh? I take the bears and the wolves. Now, where I'm at, actually, there is no bears nor wolves. I live in one of the starter zones of this world. I'm pretty sure of it. You know when you go to a starter area of a game and that like the enemies you face in the starter area are like super easy, like little rabbits and stuff. Have I listened to the Death Stranding soundtrack yet? I have not, but I definitely have to take a look. Well, the missus, she's the curator of her playlist. But if there's good stuff in there, she'll definitely add it. I can handle rabbits, yeah. Yeah, rabbits, let's see. Wildlife you can encounter in my area. We have bald eagles, but they don't really do nothing. You just have to be careful if you have small dogs. Make sure they don't get eaten. raccoons, possums, bunny rabbits, groundhogs, beavers, some coyotes, foxes, wild turkeys, deer, squirrels, lots of squirrels. Jacket guy is about the biggest threat in the area. Jacket man. I'm pretty sure I saw Jacket Man outside of his house today, sitting on a chair. He had his bike next to him. He was like in super fresh, brand new clothes. Like it was, you know, it's like the type of clothing you can just tell it's like he just got it, kind of fresh. Sitting there on a chair in his front yard on his phone. I'm always tempted to like roll down the window, and be like, "Hey, you want that jacket?" I don't want to blow my cover. Jacket man. What's his superpower? Once a year, he wanders around the neighborhood asking everyone for winter jackets, as if he's like some like poor guy who needs one. I actually gave him a jacket the first year I encountered him, because that's, if someone asks for a jacket, I'm gonna give them a jacket. You know, that's just the way I am. But he came by the next year. Here I was thinking he's like someone passing through, you know. It's funny, he strategically always does it in the spring. So after winter breaks, when everyone's trying to get rid of their winter clothes, you know. And he's totally like gaming the system, you know. This guy, man. I ended up accidentally discovering that he actually lives in the neighborhood, on the kind of the further end. But I found oh, he's actually not homeless and living just fine in a house. Has the means to get a jacket for sure. He's probably like, you know. Everyone's getting rid of their winter clothes because it's spring. Now's a good time to get some new winter clothes for next year for free. Yeah, let me get some coffee. I'll be right back. Oh, actually, hold on one second. You ate salad for a week. Yeah, I'm not one for killing little critters for food because you just don't get very, it's like you just don't get very much. Not even a meal out of one squirrel. Oh, really? Beavers? Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing what not having winter does. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get some rest for tomorrow. We did good. Not bad. We'll pick this up tomorrow morning and we'll continue the hair. I think tomorrow morning we'll be able to push and finish the hair. Then we can bake it and let's see. Let's take a look at our timeline here. Yes, oof. Okay, so let's see. Let's say tomorrow morning we get the hair done. Tomorrow evening we maybe do the neck and figure out the armature. Thursday we maybe Thursday and Friday doing the clothing. Yeah, geez, okay. Yes, because I think we need to be done with the sculpting by at least by the end of the week. So, because we want a few days for painting. Yeah. We need to have it painted and presentable. Not finished, but presentable for the 26th. No, before the 26th, because the video needs to be edited. So let's just say painted and presentable by next Tuesday. That gives Wednesday for recording the final showcase and editing. Then Thursday the post can go out. So that means, let's say 2 days for painting. That's Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, so that means, yeah, we got till, technically at the very latest, till Sunday. If we can get done earlier, then we'll have more time to do painting. Emma can spend time with you when she's 6. Yeah. I guess. Yeah, okay. So that's what we're looking at. We need to be done at the very latest with sculpting by Sunday. Gives us all Monday and all Tuesday to paint. If you keep at this rhythm, you may do the full body. Oh no, definitely not. No. We're over the hump as far as like unforeseen complications because, you know, these shapes to make the shoulder and stuff aren't really much, you know. Yeah. All right. Well, time for me to get some rest so I can be ready for tomorrow. Thank you all very much for joining me this evening. Always wonderful to have you. I'm gonna get some rest. I'll be back tomorrow morning and probably in the evening as well. Need all the time we can get. So let's get a raid going here. Okay. Nika doing an oil painting. I don't know if we've rated her before. A magic white yak. Interesting. That's our subject. Okay, friends. Till next time. Bye-bye.